Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix.
Dr. Abati, your bow tie, I can never get enough of it. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Perfect. Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning, Oji.
Perfect. Good morning, Rufy on fire.
Morning, Oji.
Excellent. Well, good morning to you, viewers. We're beginning what's trending on a sad note as we pay a tribute to Nigeria's iconic singer and songwriter, Onyeka Onwenu, who died on Tuesday shortly after performing at a birthday party in Lagos. Onyeka Onwenu was born on May 31st, 1952. She was a multifaceted artist whose career spanned over 4 decades. She was a broadcaster, an actress, a journalist, and a politician. Her genre of music, which was a blend of highlife, reggae, and pop, often addressed social and political issues. Well, here is a rendition of one of her popular songs, One Love.
Never need worry, let one love set you free. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle, just stay in mind. One love, keep us together. Somebody tell me, oh, why we fight it? One love can set us free if we just let it be. Take off in a brand new day. Good love is all we need to take the clouds away. Never need worry if you just let it be. One love, keep us together.
One Love, completely apt at this very moment. She was affectionately known as the Elegant Stallion. Well, in March this year, she had revealed that she was putting together a film that will focus on her experiences spanning several decades in the music industry or beyond her musical career. Onyeka Onwenu was known for her political activism. Her 1983 documentary, A Squandering of the Riches, exploring the situation in Nigeria prior to the military coup of December 1983, was featured on Arise Prime Time with Charles Anyagolu.
It was mainly about corruption. We had so much money coming in from the oil, and you just couldn't see where it was going. And some of the projects Nigerians did not agree with at the time. Some of them have turned out to quite the contrary, to be good projects. The movement to Abuja, a lot of people would tell you was a good thing. So then Nigerians were criticizing it. But certainly, the main thing at the time was the 5 billion naira rice import that could not be accounted for. I mean, we were talking about 5 million then, and we were going, oh my God. And now we're talking about trillions. And I'd like to say that we've squandered the wealth we had and the one we didn't have, because we were squandering the future.
Well, that was her response to her documentary. Let's take a look at the snippet of that documentary.
So at the age of 27, I had my first chance to vote. Disenchantment soon set in as government officials scrambled for the prizes of office. Corruption was both blatant and pervasive. In the midst of a declining oil economy, individuals made millions. Some, it is rumored, billions, safely tucked away in foreign banks. Prices of basic goods shot up, while our currency, the naira, on the flourishing black market fell to 1/5 of its official level. Sometimes my flatmate Tina and I have friends over, and usually the conversation comes around to politics. I've noticed a fundamental change in people's attitude. Nigerians are no longer blaming the colonial powers for our problems. Now we direct our anger at our leaders.
They know that it's wrong. They can see what's happening. They know lots of people are starving, but they want the money for themselves. They're not interested in how we live tomorrow. When they leave, our generation is going to have to clean up the mess. They're not interested in that. It's take now what you can, while you can.
A woman of many talents. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. But you know, Onyeka in that documentary traveled across the country to talk to different bankers, industrialists, street traders, as well as farmers to capture the mood of the people in those weeks of rising dissatisfaction with the economy and with governmental corruption. Ayo.
Well, the Elegant Stallion, as she was fondly referred to, takes a bow, and she did that doing one of the things that she loved doing the most, performing at a birthday party of one of her friends as well. But she'll be remembered for much more than the beautiful sounds that she gave to Nigeria and Africa and the rest of the world, but also her activism, her journalistic, skills and expertise. That documentary will be one of her legacies. We'll never forget it. In fact, only last year she had commented that things had gotten worse since the time she did the documentary. She was passionate about Nigeria, wanted to see Nigeria work, and she was never afraid of speaking up. Her legacy will never die.
Absolutely.
What a loss.
Certainly a pace setter and an absolute role model for our generation to emulate. May she rest in peace. We'll take another story. Well, here in Lagos, Nigeria, a group of young men held a rally at the Lagos Island Market to warn residents to desist from participating in the planned protest slated for August 1st. Some of the protesters could be heard saying that businesses are yet to recover from the arson that ensued during the NSAS protest of October 2020, while others were seen holding placards, warning traders and customers not to protest. Let's take a look.
Not to threat, That's why I'm begging. You say you will get mine, make you come outside, say you want to come this. You can address it now.
Well, in the same vein, a group of traditionalists, all clad in white garments, stormed the streets of Ikorodu, threatening residents to shun the planned protest. Some could be heard saying that no resident or non-residents who wish to protest should leave the state. Let's take a look. Dr. Bati, I mean, we're seeing traditionalists now coming out to...
Well, number one, the right to protest, we have said it again and again, is constitutional. The right to freedom of association and assembly is also guaranteed under Section 40. The young men at the market in Lagos who were saying nobody should protest, nobody should come out to protest. No, there's nowhere in the Nigerian Constitution where it is said that whether you are a hoodlum or you are of any orientation, you can dictate to other people that they cannot use their rights. There are no absolute rights, yes, but only a court of law or the security agencies can abbreviate some of those rights if you violate, but not a fellow citizen saying that you cannot protest if you want to protest. As for the traditionalists, well, we saw it during the election when they were putting ritual sacrifice and all that around the place. What I've seen is that there is already a commercial side to this proposed protest. You know, some people were printing T-shirts, no to protest. Yes. Some people now are going around with ritual things. They are, organizing. I don't think they are using their own money to do it. But
they are being sponsored.
Well, somebody must be sponsoring them. And they cannot say non-residents should leave the state. No. Any Nigerian can live in any part of Nigeria. That's what the Constitution says. So people should just know that there are rights, but there are also limits to your rights. You don't have absolute rights. And we are hoping that the people who are saying people should not protest will not engage in violence. If they do, the Nigerian state has a responsibility to arrest those people. Whether they say they are opposed to the protest or not, nobody has the right to cause mayhem or chaos. And please, when the security agencies do their work, Nobody should come here and begin to talk about, you know, the state brutalizing them. If you engage in violence, you have committed a felony. Absolutely. So it doesn't matter that you are saying you are against protest, you are this. If you cause problem, even if you are a traditionalist, the state has a responsibility to arrest you if you cause problem. And going about with fetish objects and threatening people with fetish objects.
I mean,
it's a crime under the criminal code.
I'm glad you raised that up.
It's a crime under the criminal code. You can't use it to threaten people. I hope they know that.
I'm glad that you raised that up. I mean, because we're only just discussing about the Oro Festival. Yes. I mean, we haven't heard much about that. That's going to also take place, right? Yes. I believe, the planned protest is slated for tomorrow. Yes. Just tomorrow.
Freedom of religion.
But there's also,
don't use your charms, your religion to harm people.
Yes. To harm people. I mean, also, but you know, Rufai, I heard you mention this. We know that the Take It Back movement, that's the organizers of the planned nationwide protest, have rejected the proposal by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, that demonstrations should be conducted in confined spaces. The organizers insisted that the protest will be a public march across the country. I mean, how do you protest in confined spaces, Rufai? I've not heard that before. But I would like for you to comment on this particular subject, and that is Asari Dokubo as well. In the meantime, former Niger Delta militant Asari Dokubo on Tuesday warned organizers of the planned nationwide protest not to come to the Niger Delta. Asari gave the warning while speaking at the Niger Delta Sensitization Conference for Ethnic Nationalities, Youth and Women held in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. Asari stated that the agenda of those behind the protest do not capture the problems of the people of the Niger Delta and that they are merely interested in the resources coming from the region. He described them as anarchists and also alleged that those who lost the election are backing the protest aimed at removing the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's take a look.
If anybody have the right to protest, I also have the right to resist protest. Where your right stop, that's where my right begins. I am anti-protest. People will say that they've given him money. That's why he's talking this way. I am now. Go take your own. Me, I don't take my own. Those who brought anti-SARS protest and went to Obibo, they collected from me woto woto. We must not allow them to bring their anarchy here. But if you get strong head, you bring them. If you do anyhow, you go see anyhow. Those who have lost the election should prepare for 2027. Thank you.
If you do anyhow, you will see anyhow. Asari Dokubo, and now is he says it's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has returned. He says it's turn by turn.
He said he don't collect him money.
If you want, collect your own.
Collect your own. So he don't collect him. Oh, we know why they talk. Oji, we have built an obeisance state. The same state somebody here was defending yesterday and saying fraud means being clever. That's what we have built. And we're going to see the end of it. The police say they are looking for intelligence. Asari Dokubo is giving you free intelligence that he's going to cause chaos.
Water, he said.
The people in the markets are giving free intelligence. Àwọn bami alasho white, bami eko, bami iba. They went on the street with their charm. They are giving you free, then they're going to cause chaos. The state is watching and not saying anything. We have created an obeisance state where people don't play by the rules. And it is a dastardly state it provides. It is chaos and avarice that will constantly follow. That's why you see today, Nigeria is the fight of the most violent. So you can see the country we've built. This same video you played was highlighted to IGP Egbetokun. He feigned ignorance, like he didn't know that people were being threatened. So obviously, it is these same people that have threatened, they will cause the violence. But does the police care? Does the state care about the security of people? No. Because this was the same people, when somebody threatened fire and brimstone during the election, the state CP came out to say what? He said he was joking. But you see, I'd like to quote the words this morning of Charlie Chaplin in a movie called The Great Dictator. He said there will be an end someday to these great dictators, where this hatred and avarice will cease, where the freedom and the liberty of man will be enthroned. It looks like it's going to be a long night for us as Nigeria, but I know one day we'll come out of this long-winded tunnel of hypocrisy and avarice and come forth and break forth into a shining light. People have a right to protest. Yes. They don't have a right to be intimidated. Like the state does not care for them. It's on the states to protect them. But if the state doesn't, then we can all see the hypocrisy for what it was, for what it is as we're speaking today.
All right.
So Asari Dokubo, carry on. Even you say you will do it, you will go scot-free, but you forget that there's a God that lives someday.
Well said, Rufai.
All of us will answer to that God one day.
Well said, Rufai. I love your point about, the intelligence that has been given here now by the traditionalists, as well as Asari Dokubo, where clearly he did say what he said, and I've just played it here. But also, I would like for us to talk about, these palliatives again, and, the plea and the cry of the people. On Monday, the federal government said that it has started to distribute an additional 10 trucks of 50 kg bags of rice to each state to be sold at designated centers at 40,000 naira. This was revealed by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, at the end of the FEC meeting. The minister had also stated that most of the demands that the protesters are making are actually being addressed by the federal government, and therefore it is the view of the federal government that there's really no need for the protest again. However, the governor of Gombe State, Muhammadu Inwa Yaya, on Tuesday said that his state is yet to receive its allocated share of the 20 trucks of rice from the federal government. The governor disclosed this during a meeting with organized labor, civil society organizations, and other trade unions in the state over the impending nationwide protest. Ayo, we saw this story trending. We saw that, the government had started distributing the rice, and we also saw in Kogi State, we took this story, and Kogi State government has actually said that it is not their state. I don't know what sort of intelligence they gathered to know whether the rice was distributed in their state or not. I mean, we bagged. We saw that. That's the video. Absolutely. We saw that happening. But we are hearing also the governor of Gombe State saying that, where is his rice? What's happening? But I want to take a reaction from all of these comments. This is from Hairplug, who wrote, "The solution to every problems we face in this country seems to be rice. No light, share rice. No fuel, share rice. Hiking prices of food, share rice. Citizens are about to protest. Oh yeah, share rice."
I think I'm going to have to bring in Dr. Bati.
Yes.
It's for the love of jollof rice. That is my rice. So they feel like if anything happens, give them jollof rice and pepper soup.
You know he doesn't play with it.
But to be honest, I mean, the reason why the response to a lot of things, probably food, first of all, is that the basic problem of a lot of Nigerians is actually food. If people can have food to eat, then we can even begin to. So rice is just an it's an easy way to draw people in, but that's not the end of the problem. In fact, we had Yemi Adamolekun sit here a few minutes ago talking about the 10 demands based on a survey that they've done with their people. Now, hunger is just number one on the item. People have talked about end bad governance. Part of end bad governance is cut waste in government. That's one of the things that people, and that's a quick win. There's an announcement the president can make immediately that will begin to speak to the people. Yes. We've asked the president to engage with the people. Till today, Oji, the eve of the planned protest, we've not seen Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, come out to speak to the people. Is it too much to ask for the president to at least address? I mean, it's not yet over. The day is not yet over. So I'm hoping that before the evening or afternoon, we'll get some form of statement from him. This has a more powerful effect than sending mercenaries out who say they've collected money from who knows who to come out and be threatening people with water. Now, going back to the Gombe story, it is sad. Someone in Cross River State sent me a picture of the bags of rice being resold at an amount of money that's supposed to go to feeding of the people. And that's why from the very beginning of this thing, we've been asking, yes, you're saying that you've provided food, X, Y, Z, but where is the proof? Part of ending good governance is accountability. It is part of what the people are saying to end bad governance, more transparency, accountability, and let the people who need these things get it without people be begging to sell it or share souvenirs.
Absolutely.
Simple things Nigerians are asking for. Can the government respond?
Absolutely. Simple things. But, you know, the government, they are appealing to our youth to, you know, be peaceful, and they are trying their best to make amends. But Dr. Patti, is there war in Russia? I mean, I wanted to just ask you really quickly before I take this story.
Russia is at war with Ukraine.
I thought so.
Yes.
I mean, is Russia at war with Ukraine?
Yes.
Well, let me just take this video just for our viewers, showing Nigerian cleric, Pastor Onyeka Onwenu, better known as Odumeje, who is in Russia at the moment. Let's take a look at this viral video of him declaring support for Russia's president, Vladimir Putin. Let's take a look.
I'm in Russia praying for you. There you are. Watch. I'm talking about the good president that know how to protect what he have already choose to lead his people, to lead his generation, and protect the economy of his children. President Putin of Russia. Watch Russia. No war here, no battle here, no fight here, no war, no battle here, no war. This is Russia. Business are going successfully. Everybody are moving successfully in Russia. No war. Businesses are going perfectly, and people are making money here. All our people that are here are doing well in Russia. This is Russia. Russia.
What did you call it? Is it Russia or Russia? I mean, Pastor Odumeje.
The country that is known is Russia, not Russia. Maybe it's in another country.
Is it
If it is Russia, Russia is of course at war with Ukraine. And that war is also one of the concerns of the global community, complaining about how Russia continues to violate the international order. I don't know where Odumeje got his information from, that Russia is not at war. Even inside Russia, there are persons protesting against the government because of the war, that they do not agree that, and that Vladimir Putin is a dictator. But you see, Odumeje, I don't know, all this
comic relief for trying times. I mean, that's what I would say.
This is why we say
misinformation.
People who patronize these spare binders. When you are with this spare binder,
man of God is spare binder.
Don't use the word man of God.
For the pastor,
all these spare binders, you know. People should just beware. You should be buyer beware. Because there are some people who swear by Odumeje, who swear by pastor. They say in the Boski. Really, they swear by Odumeje.
Just a quick comic relief there for our
You should stop misinforming people.
Stop misinforming people. But I wanted to highlight the stories as we close what's trending today. Russia. But this is not this is a story under sports. Favor Ofili, one of Nigeria's prospects, at the ongoing Paris Olympics, will not be participating in the women's 100-meter sprint event, reportedly due to failures of the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, the Nigerian Olympic Committee, and the National Anti-Doping Committee to register her for the event, sparking condemnation of the country's sports body. Ofili, who competes in the 100-meter and 200-meter event, was supposed to fly the country's flag along with Tima Godbless and Rosemary Chukwuma in the 100 meters event. I mean, she actually put this story out on Twitter, and it has sparked a wave of criticism online. Even ESPN had put out a tweet, if you can put that float up, and they had talked about the fact that, you know, she would not be competing at the event because of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria failing to enter her in the games. I mean, this is unfortunate. I wanted to call this out. It is unfortunate that this woman has worked so hard not to be included because of incompetence and negligence. Well, unfortunate. I hope that she gets in for the 200 meters. I believe so, that she might have time. They might have time to register her. But I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.